Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Dan Blanchard from the Travel in Time Show, where we mix travel with history and leadership, and of course with me, Dan Blanchard. Today I'm at Newport, Rhode Island at the Secret Tunnels. Now, before I start talking about the Secret Tunnels, let me talk a little bit about Newport, Rhode Island. Now, Rhode Island used to be called Red Island because of all the red clay, but the name eventually got bastardized, so it was called Rhode Island. And Newport actually is one of the oldest cities in the original 13 colonies, 1639, I believe. And believe it or not, right here, Newport, Rhode Island, Newport used to be the capital of Rhode Island before it became Providence was the capital. And one of the first governors of Rhode Island was Benedict Arnold. Yes, the grandfather of Connecticut's infamous traitor Benedict Arnold of the Revolutionary War. Now, if you look around here, you'll see it's a beautiful ocean here, and they were really known for whaling. They made a lot of money off of whaling and all the things that come with whaling. All right, and eventually the southern slave plantation owners are going to come up here to Newport, Rhode Island, and try to get away from the southern heat, and they're going to spend a lot of money over here. And eventually the industrialists like the Vanderbilts and the Astors will follow. All right, and they're going to spend a lot of money here in Newport, Rhode Island. All right, now today Newport, Rhode Island is actually the sailing capital of the world. All right, and as I said earlier, there's a lot of secret tunnels around here. So let's talk about that. All right, Fort Adams has an elaborate underground system of tunnels. All right, obviously, you know, looking for danger, being prepared, and all that stuff. Right, dealing with the British. We wanted to evade the British taxes. All right, you can't see it so much here, but up over my shoulder are the breakers, the big mansions. Right. Now, they got not as elaborate a tunnel system, but they've got an underground system and a lot of stories. I've gone into what took place there, of the mingling of the wealthy with the smugglers and the bootleggers. This used to be the New England slave trade hub, right? And of course, they got rum and sugar and all that stuff. But believe it or not, the breakers' tunnel system is not as elaborate as most people thought it was. It's more of like a hidden infrastructure system. The innovation for like the electricity, the heating, the cooling, all that sort of stuff. And over here, you've got what looks like, it's the cliff walk. Looks like there's all sorts of stories about tunnels coming off of the cliff walk out by the ocean. All right, up over my shoulder here, you can't see it very well, but up over here is the 40 steps coming down. That's how I got down here. Now, as it was said originally, the tunnels were built, those stories go to evade the British taxes. They thought it was unfair, so they were trying to evade the British taxes. And it came into or developed into a whole bunch of other things. There's always the stories of like the rich people, the breakers, the industrialists, mixing with the underworld, the smugglers, the bootleggers, the slaves, all that sort of stuff. And these are some great stories, not all of them true, okay? You can see right here, there's a waterfall coming in here. Many people think that was like some sort of secret tunnel, whatnot. And the stories go on and on and on about the secret tunnels underneath Newport, Rhode Island. And so what are the leadership lessons here? Well, if you're going to talk about the forts tunnels, all right, the leadership lessons are obviously preparation and obviously looking for danger, even the hidden danger. Okay, if you're going to go to the breakers and look at their tunnels, the leadership there is obviously like the innovation, infrastructure, but also, let's say adaptability. Let's just say these people were trying to avoid what they thought was unfair British taxes, and they were smuggling, okay? And I'm not going to say whether smuggling's right or wrong here, but when you're put in something that you think is unjust, there's an adaptability factor, okay? Let's talk about the cliff walk tunnels, all right, the 40 steps. The leadership there is the power of story to shape a culture. The 40 steps are really famous and have shaped a lot of stories here, all right? So, I hope you enjoyed this lesson of Travel in Time with Dan. Be back. I'm not sure where I'm going to be next, but wherever I am, I'm back real soon. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you real soon with another great episode. All right? If you haven't been here, make sure you travel to Newport, Rhode Island, and check out the Cliff Walk, the Breakers, Fort Adams, and the 40 Steps, of course. All right? There's a little waterfall, Sicker Tunnel, maybe right there, and everything else. All right, take care now.